Welcome back to Minecraft Survival 101. So far we've gathered wood, we've built some wooden tools, and we have built a bed, and we've gotten some food. These are the first things we need to do in Minecraft. Oh, look, some cattle. That's awesome. We have both cattle and sheep in this area. Well, that confirms that this is definitely a good place, good flat area to build a base. Let's start doing that. If you remember back to our first video, we looked at getting those wooden tools. One of the wooden tools we built was a shovel. Let's go ahead and start using that shovel. Let's dig down here. I'm going to dig down until I start to reach some rock, some stone. Keep it nice and simple, like a crude stairway formation here. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to switch up to the wooden pick. As our achievement has let us know, we have entered the Stone Age. That is, we can begin building things out of cobblestone. So instead of being limited to weak wooden tools, we can now begin to build stone tools, which is great. It's a definite upgrade. And look, we even got really lucky and found some iron ore. Now if I try to dig that iron ore up with this wooden pick, notice how progress is really slow. If I were to finish that off, it would yield nothing. I have to dig that up with a stone pick or better. And eventually there are other things that I can't dig up with a stone pick. Things such as redstone ore. You can't dig that up with stone. Diamond you can't dig up with stone. You have to have iron or better for that. As promised, as usual, the sun is dropping down below the horizon. I'm going to go ahead and place this bed. And as soon as that sun is about halfway below that horizon and night just begins to fall, I'm going to begin right-clicking that bed until it lets me rest. That way, at the earliest moment possible, I prevent night from ever happening. And so what makes monsters spawn in Minecraft is darkness, is a lack of light, right? So I want to prevent that from happening right now. That's why it was so essential early on that we get that bed by killing those sheep. Okay. Now, I'm just clearing off a little bit of grass here so I can clearly define my base area and make it stand out. Now, if we dig much further here, we're going to run into some serious darkness down here. In fact, that's probably not quite dark enough to spawn monsters, but I'm going to close it up just to be safe. There we go. Now nothing's really going to spawn there. Okay, I'll come back to that later. This is eventually going to become our base. So we're actually doing two things at once. In addition to mining out cobblestone, we are setting up for our base, and that's our next step. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to go back to my crafting bench. I'm going to temporarily put it here, and I'm going to craft an oven or a furnace. It's sometimes colloquially called an oven. I'm going to do this a slow way. Just go all the way around with stone, with cobblestone, and just leave the middle open, and that crafts a furnace. Okay, while we're at it, while we have the crafting table open, let's go ahead and make a stone pick. We're going to need that anyway. We'll use up that wooden pick later, or toss it away. I don't like to waste things, though, early in the game. Let's go ahead and reclaim this workbench for now, because we're going to have a place for it. Okay, so that's our next step. I'm going to go ahead and place this furnace. Okay, let's talk about the anatomy of a furnace just for a moment. A furnace consists of 3 slots. The bottom slot is where you put your fuel. That's what you use to cook with in the furnace. That's your heat source. Okay, coal or charcoal works great for that. But at the beginning of the game, we don't have coal or charcoal, but wood can also burn. So what I want to do for now is I want to throw some wooden planks in there, and I'm going to use those to cook some logs. Let's see here. Let's cook some of these logs. When you cook a log or just basic wood by using wood planks, it will form charcoal, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio. The slot above, as you can see, above the flames is that which you are cooking. Right? In this case, we're cooking up some wood and burning it into charcoal. And of course, your third and largest slot here to the right is your yield. This is what you get from cooking. And while we're at it, now we can switch up and start using charcoal for fuel if we would like. But I'm going to use that charcoal for something else. If you can, try to cook in 8s. Things tend to cook in 8s, especially when you start using coal or charcoal for cooking. 1 coal or charcoal will cook 8 of an item. Notice the raw mutton is being cooked by the burning wood, and what is it becoming? It's becoming cooked mutton, and that's good food. And we're just going to let that keep going. We can tell that it's still burning and cooking by looking at it and seeing the flames there. Okay, now we're doing well. The next thing I want to do is go back to, I could use either a crafting table or my simple inventory crafting slots. I'm going to put a stick, and directly above it, I'm going to put that charcoal. And each one of those yields 4 torches. That is going to give us our first source of light. And that's going to be very important, because now as we dig down, we can begin to light this cave up. And we can begin to get some of this good iron ore out of here, in addition to more cobblestone and such. But now we don't have to worry about it getting too dark. Alright, well that's the next step of Minecraft. So this has been Minecraft Survival 101, and next time we'll start looking at how to begin digging out our mine and expanding our base.